Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about one of the most important vowel sounds of British English. I think you might probably heard of it. I think this is one of the most important, one of the most fundamental vowel sounds of British English pronunciation. I think even in the whole English language. Um, this sound, I think many people they ignore it. A lot of people in terms of pronunciation, which I think it happens quite a lot, and I would say it's about 50%. But did you know this? There is like only one sound in English that appear more than the other sounds because there are different sounds in English language, but we are talking about British English pronunciation, particularly modern RP or contemporary RP. So now you might wondering what's on earth these fundamental sounds. Well, this sound is of course Schwa sounds, and Schwa sounds, if you don't master it, you will always sound a little bit unnatural. You will always sound a little bit a little bit like not quite like a native speaker, because the goal is of course to sound more like a native and to sound more confident at the same time. But don't worry, because in this video I will show you how exactly you can find the schwa sound and how to pronounce it and where you can find it. But trust me, uh, this one is more change. Like this one, like a little tiny change, it will change your spoken English. And I think many people they ignore it. But however, I think it's very important that you learn all your vowels and all your consonants. But most importantly, I might highly suggest that you will have to learn your vowels before your consonants. So now I will show you how to practice it um, effectively to improve your pronunciation. So now, without further ado, let's get it started. Now, before I get started, please, if you're new to the channel, consider to hit that subscribe button and also click the bell so you don't miss any weekly videos. And yeah, let's get it started. Let's get into it. Now, you might wondering, what is the schwa sound, or what's an schwa? Now, an schwa is a very relaxed sound, is an expressed sound. We call it a lazy sound. It's basically okay. Uh. It's the most common vowel sound in English, and particularly in British English pronunciation. And compared to American English, and I think it appears in thousands, not even millions of words. And it's an express, and I think it's a very neutral sound that native speakers use without even thinking about it. Because if you can master only this one type of sound, you will sound more confident. You will sound more like a native English speaker. How do you make these sounds, and how does it sound? Uh, as I mentioned earlier, is uh, like very relaxed sound, and it's very short, as you can see, uh, and it's very weak, relaxed sound, like a soft. Okay, it's actually a soft sound. Your tongue, your lips, and your jaw should become completely relaxed. Uh, okay. Now we might wondering, um, how we can find the sound and where we can practice it. Now here are a few examples before we delve into lots of different examples. Now what have you noticed here? About, about, not like about is about, about, problem, problem, problem. What have you noticed? What about the words better or even doctor? What have you noticed? Now, if you've noticed here, these are three examples. We can find these words in many different places, but most importantly, you will find these words particularly at the beginning of a word, at the middle of a word, and of course at the end of the word. So now notice how the schwa replace clear vowel. This is what makes tricky for learners. If you are trying to figure it out, it's not that complicated to be honest. It's very relaxed sound and is very, very fundamentally essential. Why is it important? Because many learners pronounce the words too clearly, but English is all about rhythm, stress, and reduction. Because you want to reduce your pronunciation to more like a native pronunciation. And this one, I think, helps you to sound more natural and more fluent, and of course, to understand native speakers at the same time even more better. Like you speak with a better rhythm and intonations to sound a little bit more like a native English speaker. Without the schwa, I think English sounds so robotic and too stress because native speakers reduce any stress syllables all the time. And this is the key here. Um, where you can find the schwa all the time, the schwa appears everywhere. Because like I would say, if not thousands of words, schwa appears all of the time. And now in the weak syllables, words like banana, banana, okay, chocolate, chocolate, family, family, family. Now you might notice Ishwa here happens quite a lot, and as well function words. These are the grammatical words because the small and stress words in connected speech often contain the Ishwa because it's more relaxed. For example, if we say, "What about if someone says to you, I'm going to London. I'm going to London," because it's completely mispronounced. I think if you want to sound a little bit more like a native, you want to sound more fluent and more like a British English speaker, you need to say, I'm going to, not to, to London. I'm going to London. I'm going to London. I'm going to London. What about this is for you or this is for you? For. This is for you. This is for you. Or he was tired. He was tired. Was. He was tired. Now, this is a weak form actually, because to becomes t, and for becomes f, and was becomes was. He was tired. Because this is a weak forms, and it will help you sound a little bit more like a native English speaker. Because the more you practice, the more you make your muscles comfortable. Because it's all about muscle memory. When you speak naturally, I think native speakers reduce any stress syllables, any stress words. It's very important you do the same because you want to sound more like a native English speaker. And examples, I might say, suggest to you practice more examples and try to find where the schwa happens because the schwa happens everywhere, all of the time, between words, sentence structure, and all that things. Now, what's about this? What are you doing? Do you say that way? It's completely wrong. I mean, it's totally right. But if you want to sound like more naturally, more confident, you want to say, "What? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Okay, what are you doing? I should have taught you. Not I should have taught you is completely right as well. But if you want to sound more like a native, you want to say, "I should have taught you." Yeah, you becomes yeah. Like, give me a second. Give me, give her, give me a second. Give me a second. Now, how to practice, like master the schwa is fundamental. Now, how you can actually train yourself to hear the pronunciation of the schwa correctly. I think here are some different techniques that I might suggest you can do. You have to listen and imitate. Shadowing technique is important because the more you shadow, the more you imitate, the more you copy, native speakers, the more you get better at it. And find as well, find native speakers, native English speakers from YouTube, podcasts, or TV shows. Listen closely and focus on any stress sounds and stress syllables. Repeat and repeat because a repetition is the key, and repeat immediately after you hear what the people are talked about. Mimic and rhythm is very important because I think this sound is actually fundamental. Is fundamental, and examples to practice. Try to repeat after each example. And what I might highly suggest you have to practice um, minimal pairs. A minimal pairs. These are like the word that have the same sounds, but with different spelling, and sometimes you might find with different pronunciation at the same time, but um, they are quite confusing at the same time. And slow down because focus on the weak syllables and take any sentence and exaggerate the schwa sounds. The more you exaggerate, the more you get better at it, and the more you record yourself and try to identify if there is any mistakes you've made, any mistakes actually um, you've committed, so you will correct it along the way. And yeah, I mean, read out and record yourself all of the time to compare native speakers and other people to sound like, to make sure that um you kind of figure out all the mistakes. And I might suggest as well, trying to, when you are reading, try to take, for example, a paragraph and underline the weak syllables. Read it out loud. Reduce the schwa sound. Schwa sound is everywhere, to be honest. And you might probably say, I was thinking about, about going to the cinema. So I think Ishwa is everywhere, to be honest. And if you want to practice Ishwa sounds, watch this video multiple times, and hopefully you'll figure out where the Ishwa sounds comes and where happens. And yeah, I mean that's all about it. So now you know the secrets to the most important sound in English language, and of course in the most important British English pronunciation. Just knowing about isn't enough, and because I think if you want to speak naturally, fluently, and confidently, you need to train your ears, your mouth, and of course your rhythm at the same time. Every single time you practice, you start by listening carefully to native speakers. You can spot Schwa everywhere, of course, and try repeating sentences and reducing those and stress sounds, because the more you practice, the more natural you will feel, the more natural you will sound. And remember, confidence becomes by taking action. The more you take action, the more you get confidence and competence. I remember improving pronunciation is a journey, and every small step you're taking, every small mistakes you've made, it will take you closer to your pronunciation goal and accent reduction. So yeah, I mean that's all about it. Keep practice and keep consistent at the same time, and yeah, and the confidence will come and clarity at the same time. So yeah, that's all about it. If you like what you saw today, you enjoyed this pronunciation video, please consider to give a video a thumbs up, and also click that subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Any questions, please do let me know in the comments. And yeah, feel free to have any recommendations, any ideas, anything that you're struggling with, please let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers everyone, take care, bye bye.